Out Northwest X-Wing Regional. This time it is the final. 2 hours this time. I'm expecting a long game. My name's Bob D, and sat beside me is X-Wing famous Seb Brady.
I wouldn't say famous, but
and
yeah.
Steve Thorley.
Hello! Steve has a bit of a thing for fire sprays. I'm getting this out there because, of course, he doesn't like me for saying it. You might have seen Steve online because he's a guy who does quite a lot of nice old art cards up here. Very famous, he did the Kylo one up here, but unfortunately not very good with numbers, are you, Steve?
No, I've never claimed to be good with numbers. I'm just good with draws.
So basically, if you want to win a load of stuff, you use Steve Thorley's alt art Kylo because you get an extra 4 points worth of upgrades if you use yours. I heard.
Precisely. It's a deal I did struck with FFG. They were quite happy with me to do that. Everyone else is happy with me to do it. Basically, I'm allowed to FAQ their cards, is essentially what I'm doing.
That's a pretty niche area to be in, so pretty good for that. Also with us today, we have Jacob. Say hello.
Hi.
For those who don't know Jacob, he plays up here.
Not famous.
You are from Bob's articles.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
So
yeah, Jacob introduced us to Nin Miranda up here. He's very popular.
Yeah, by popular, basically so popular that Bob had to make a rage quit article about him. That's quite a good stance to be in.
Yeah, that's not bad. And big shout out to Jason Denton, who has been a very helpful runner today, sorting out the data entry at the table. We're a few metres away to avoid the players overhearing any comments we make, and we are looking forward to this one.
It's going to be a great
big final
game.
for Twiggy, very big final. Rasta the Master Mace has been here a few times, and he quite often wins those finals.
However, speaking to him before, he's not confident going into this. I mean,
well, he's never overconfident, isn't Rasta? But
no, but the thing is, the outmaneuver on Ketsu might catch him a cropper at some point.
Well do.
It's the outmaneuver card where people have to go, what does that card do again?
Yeah.
It's not exactly the most used kind of card. It certainly caught me out a few times when I was playing it.
Since Wedge was sort of prevalent, really.
Who's Wedge?
It goes on the like old T70. People use that.
Do you know what? If he had been in canon in a wiring at some point, Seb would know him.
Yeah.
Probably, but he's not in a Y-wing, so I don't care. That's simply we'll just.
Sam's family tree.
Yeah, we need to get up. We'll just disregard my results and standings from this weekend. So that was a typo. I wasn't flying Imperial at all. So it's gonna be a great game. We've seen Twiggy on the last stream. Very, very quick engage. Very much keeping the pressure up on Nora. And Rasta was on stream in Swiss, I believe. Was he?
Yes, he was. Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it was around 3 or 4. Yeah, so he was on stream yesterday, flying Dash Poe, got Lone Wolf, Heavy Laser Cannon, Ray, Engine Upgrade, and Outrider, Poe Dameron, Intensity, BB-8 Prime Thrusters, Auto Thrusters, and Black One. And the farm boy from Wales has got Asajj Ventress, Push the Limit, Laterazi, Glitter Stim, Rig Cargo Shoot, Gyroscopic Targeting, with Ketsu, Outmaneuver, Dengar, Glitter Stim, Gyros, and Shadowcaster Title.
There are tools in Twiggy's list that can sort out a lot of the tricks that Rasta's going to be trying to pull. In particular, the stress coming out of Asajj automatically at range 2, and also if he can get that tractor beam working on Ketsu, that could be a huge game changer. Twiggy's last game, he very much played the Shadowcaster game. He was flying in the loops, trying to surround Nora Wexley, but it was the initial engage where he really did the damage on James Finlayson's trio of rebels, effectively taking 2 of them out very, very quickly. Nora proved a lot more difficult. Nora had some real regen and defence, and Asajj was struggling to nail that down. A lot will depend on how the initial engagement goes, as ever, but it will depend as well on whether Ketsu can use Ketsu's fantastic range 1 ability to be dropping automatic tractor beams onto BB-8 Poe. I suspect that Twiggy will attempt the usual game plan, try and take out Dash Rendar, see what happens, but Poe Dameron has got game against Asajj. The defence is so effective with intensity and prime thrusters that it can be really hard to punch anything through onto Poe. And although Rasta has no regen, he knows how to look after the shields and he knows how to look after the hull. Any attempt to take down Poe Dameron is going to be really difficult for Twiggy. His only option really is to try and do that whilst he still has 2 ships on the board, but that means he's going to be shipping a lot of heavy laser cannon fire from Dash Rendar. It's a difficult choice for Twiggy, this one. In the meantime, Rasta is going to be trying to forecast where those arcs are going to be, and we'll try and take them down as quickly as possible. If he ends up in the wrong spot, it could be a disaster.
If I've learned anything this weekend, though, it's that Poe does not like tractor beams. He absolutely despises them.
Speaking of Poe, I would just like to take this opportunity to say that BB-8 Intensity Poe is best Poe, because I know there's a bit of row between me and Bob and Dan, who's unfortunately gone home. But I think from just watching the remnants of the last game, we saw how much Poe could just survive.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic, so fun to fly.
Yeah.
And Rasta demonstrated absolutely brilliant range control using BB-8 and the 1-4 to just keep out of range 2, denying the auto thrusters, and it was just a great game to watch. And I very much imagine we're going to be seeing that again from this game. I personally believe it's going to be a game, instead of just train tracking down, Rasta's going to play it slow, so he's got to make Twiggy turn them Shadowcasters around, keeping them out together. If they hit together, something's going to die, seriously get hurt. I reckon this is a game, personally, with about at least an hour of positioning before we see some shots fired. I mean, I can ruin all my credibility and engage in 15 minutes, in which case I'm really sorry for wasting your time. Apparently, I'm not very good at the game.
Well, the
but
fact
hey,
of the matter is,
it's going to be
if you're
great.
wasting their time, at least these two aren't.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they're in the final and we're commentating, so we know whose time has been wasted.
I mean, you're talking to a guy who went 3-3 here. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
And yeah, I mean, Rasta's positioned Poe in a classic baiting deployment.
He's going to bug straight out.
He is telling Twiggy to come and engage Poe, but obviously he'll be looking to get Poe out of trouble before he gets into real difficulty.
So darts are going down now. Just going to wait for the start time. While we're here, just want to shout out Tris Moran and Lewis, who's watching. Tris is TA for Cardiff Regional. Cheers for that. And obviously Lewis, sorry you couldn't be here today. Work kind of gets in the way.
Yeah, only just out of bed apparently, Lewis Whitton.
Yeah, apparently he works, but I think he just shirks for a living. So here we go. So that's time side, and off we go.
Classic slow rolling start from the Shadowcasters.
I mean, it's now for something different. It could have been a 5k to start the game. That's what I'd have probably done. Flown off the board or something daft. So he's gone for the arc straight to the left. I've just seen it on Ketsu there. Ketsu, for the guys watching, is the Shadowcaster painted in red, which is very nice for us, and obviously leaving Asajj in blue. Poe is the small base ship, and Dash is the large base ship.
It's also the one which looks on fire.
Yes.
Which it has not been for the past few games.
Well, as we saw from Phil's game, he's got a really nice modification that lights up on his, and just as he got down to 1 hull, the batteries died, so his engine turned off.
As we've learned today as well, if you've managed to mod your ship to have guns which rotate, you must always point them at said ships you're attacking at, otherwise it doesn't work about the other dice.
Exactly, so it's all about the gimmicks, you see, all about the gimmicks.
That's how you win regionals.
Exactly.
It's why you have target locks in the shape of Imperial Assault models.
And shield tokens in the shape of Fenrir's helmet. Destiny crossover.
And with positioning Dash so far away, Rasta's given himself loads of time to fill up that ray bank.
I want to be looking at engaging after 4 or 5 ray tokens. I mean, you don't want to wait too long to get that heavy laser cannon in.
It depends if you're shipping damage. It's easy enough to empty out the ray bank once you get into the mix.
Especially against Shadowcasters, putting out Glitter Vendar.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you're going to get into a really nasty position and you can get him to force pop one of them glitter stims, that's a glitter stim that's not available for when he absolutely needs it later on.
You've got to try and make him spend those glitters as quickly as possible by forcing engagement.
Certainly something I would look to do when I play Twiggy. I try and get it into quite a threatening position to make him pop that glitter stim, and then when you're saving it late for a later re-engagement, you can have that range 1 defence, and that glitter stim unfortunately isn't there anymore. So it's a massive effect from that.
The rocks, I think, are very good news. The position of those rocks is really good news for Rasta, because he's got the triangle in the centre that Dash is going to be able to use for defence, and to make life very difficult for those casters with their big bases and their green 3 moves. and Dameron can quite easily nip through the rocks using his barrel roll and his boost.
Were those 3 in the Centaur Masters? Our Masters picks? Yeah, sorry, I was busy consuming alcohol.
Not a bad shout, Steve. Okay, so...
How to survive the pity of being going 3-3. Alcohol, everybody. Advice from Steve Thorley. You heard it here first.
Well, I couldn't drink yesterday, so I'm drinking today.
Okay, so Poe's just going to skirt around. I imagine we're going to see him come back through that field and back round to just put a bit of pressure on the casters to keep them moving forward.
And the casters are probably going to have to bank their way around the corner, because otherwise they'll find themselves out of position. A 1 bank and a 3 bank shouldn't lead to a bump, whereas if there's a hard turn, they'll end up conga lining, which is never an ideal situation to be in.
Could see Asajj go faster and leave Ketsu behind.
I'm gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna go 5k. Start again.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
You're chasing them down, and then you can control the engagement through the field. But then I don't fly double Shadowcasters. So
I mean, the only problem with that, I think, is that it's just giving the sheer amount of time for Dash to keep building up that. Oh,
he is going for the hard turn. Right.
I think if he had done the 5k, it's just giving Tash so much time to build up that bank.
Ketsu, so she could fit through that gap into the breach.
I reckon not. I imagine he's just going to do the same. When he's been turning in and engaging, what we saw in Twiggy's last game, he just turned in straight behind.
Yeah,
And then started that circle of death. Unfortunately, Nora couldn't escape.
That gets into that circle. You're trying to clear the stress with your greens. That means you're not going very far, and that means that the Asajj can just loop around, dropping more and more stress. Yeah, he is going for the conga.
Come and do the conga. Okay.
In fact, looking at the box, it's not actually too badly placed for those 2 ships either. They can still go fast. They can still get the moves they need to.
Yeah, next round he's got.
He's got all the space in the world.
But the difficulty he's going to face is that that Dash is going to end up having only 1 ship.
Boost 1 to the left.
To
I reckon
absorb fire from. And,
there we go.
Twiggy's still going to be taking an HLC shot on Asajj, probably with relatively little defence, because that barrel roll is going to keep Dash well out of the arcs.
Don't forget he's got engine upgrade as well.
Absolutely. Rasta's a huge fan of engine on Dash, because it opens up the dial even further, and it means that the manoeuvre onto the rocks still leaves a shot open. Take something out of the ray bank. It's a nice focused lone wolf shot, and it's devastating. It's a really effective build, and it's not a million miles away from the build with the Miranda and Lebo that Rasta won the Euro final with. Dash obviously different pilot ability, but anybody who's seen Rasta play knows that he knows exactly how to deal with the YT2400, how to use the rocks for cover, and how to ensure that he keeps those engagements at range 3. That's where he really wants to be. Gives him an extra dice for defence, and he's not suffering that the other way around, because obviously no extra dice when you find a secondary weapon like a heavy laser cannon at those Star Lancers. I think it's a tough match for Twiggy Williams.
I'd be really careful of this turn, because a cheeky slow roll from Dash here might allow one range 3 shot off Asajj in onto Dash. 3 on 3 dice with a focus and a free HLC shot in return. And Ketsu, unfortunately, is going to be left so far behind. So I'm interested to see what he does here, because he either sharp banks Ketsu in now, 3 hard from Ketsu at the back, and a 3 bank in from Asajj, and get that pincer going into Poe.
Yeah, I think he is going to struggle with those mobile arcs. It is one of the challenges for top level players. To make sure that the mobile arc is doing what it needs to do.
I mean, gyroscopic does help with that, in the fairness.
Yeah, gyroscopic's a massive assist, but it of course telegraphs exactly what you're planning next time.
Or you can just do it to completely just deceive somebody, as I tend to do with when I fly Ketsu. I just start turning it to any old place if I know I'm not going to be or doing some different move, and they'll try and counter that, and you end up pinging the other way. So.
Out of interest, have any of you guys played against Rasta using his Podash build before?
Yeah, I faced Rasta Store Championship.
Fanboy was that by any chance?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
same here.
3, and he didn't really need to bother engaging with Dash. I made the mistake of going for Poe, thinking if I got lots of guns on him early, I'd be able to do some damage. It was a bad plan, and I did not execute it well. Good game though. It's always a pleasure to play.
No, Rasta's an absolute pleasure to play against. I played against him once, and it's an absolute, probably one of the best games I've played. And just not how much I played, but just the experience is fantastic.
Well, if you bring anything less than your absolute A+ game, you are going to lose. He's not just a great X-Wing player, he's a very experienced miniatures gamer, he's been on the scene for decades.
And a very good cook.
I did not know he cooked.
He's a very, very good cook.
See, that's the Italian in him.
So next, yeah, exactly. So next time you speak to Lou, ask him. He's had the invite for dinner round and a shed worth of X-Wing and just basically a schooling of how bad you are at X-Wing when you play him.
Is he just boosted to get out? Because I'm assuming that he had range-free shots on both the Shadowcasters. But,
yeah, I don't think he wants to engage until he's got both shots going.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're not going to clear both of Asajj's tokens at that point.
They're chasing Poe down.
I did call it here. You did hear it here first.
I did,
it was an
call it,
hour-long
absolutely,
engagement here.
Notice that you turned the gun the right way as well. Very important.
It has to be done. Bling your ships. You've got to be prepared for this. This is the seriousness of high-level X-Wing.
If I'm honest, this is maybe where Twiggy fails because he has not magnetised his guns.
It's just poor show, really. Okay, so we're going to get a shot here. I highly doubt this is going to do anything.
No,
but never say never.
There's only a focus on Poe, isn't it?
Focus auto thrusters.
Yeah, so we've got range 3 free rock, so it's 4v3.
And there's never going to be shots next turn, so he's not
Wow.
Yeah.
He's perfectly happy to spend his
Intensity Poe for the win. Oh, we've forgotten to get dice out. that really helps.
And as you can probably hear there, was a massive cheer from the crowd thinking, why have you not got your dice out?
I've only been playing 10 minutes.
Twiggy is that confident in the ability to win this game without the use of dice. So here we go. So here's the 3. It's going to be spending that focus. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want.
auto thrusters and dodge it.
No.
One
shield
shield already.
So, no regen, Poe. So, that shield is gone for good. I'm telling you, it's the way forward. So, that was...
Oh.
That was...
No.
It was very close. So that was a very, very lucky shot there.
Yeah.
To plink a shield too. Very lucky.
But it goes to show you can never trust the dice.
No, I am well aware of that.
I mean, it wasn't on the stream last time, but Rasta's dice were absolutely on fire in his semi.
Oh, versus Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also had going for him the intensity working absolutely like
intensity
a dream.
was doing the absolute work.
Huh? So, absolutely insane. The Mangler cannon just couldn't push any damage through. Poe just kept one BB-8 in, one forward, focus evade, keeping that range control to keep his auto thrusters there. There's just nothing he could do. So, interesting turn. Obviously, we're going to see a green from Poe here, obviously, otherwise he's going straight through that debris cloud. Maybe a hard one in to catch the back of Ketsu, maybe? I'm not sure, but...
I think that boost suggests that Dash is not going to engage. Try and engage him.
So where's the turning in?
You see a 3 bank, and then another boost round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next move from Ketsu is going to be really important. Will he try and regain the formation? No. It's just setting up a little kill box.
I think that's a better
Oh, yeah.
that he can
I'm keeping an eye on it.
Asajj and then put Ketsu exactly where she was.
Yeah. See, I'm not sure. I think Twiggy's got Rasta a bit scared here about engaging.
Well, you can't engage this list wrong. You just can't.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, as we saw then, you're range 3 for rock. We're only rolling 3 dice off Poe because of that outmaneuver hitting again. It's just so good.
Yeah. It's nice to see when I mean, Manu is an old EPT, and to see some of the old cars like just popping back up is absolutely fantastic.
It's really good.
It's one of the fun parts of X-Wing. I mean, I've been flying a few janky lists recently to the point where your opponent has to come over to your side of your table, tilts his head to the side, and goes, "Wait, what does your list do again?"
Yeah,
it's
always
one of
good to be asked that.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Poe looking to get behind the two ships.
I suspect this roundabout sort of thing is going to keep happening for a while.
It's the safest thing to be doing with two Shadowcasters. You do not want to get them split up at this point in time. As soon as one of them is split, it's dead.
It's vital to keep the two arcs pointing into the same area of the board. Although Rasta is slowly but surely manoeuvring around to the back of the two casters, and that's going to make range control very good news for George if he keeps that up. He was unlucky to lose the shield early on.
He has to keep getting faster though, because if Ketsu hard turns and then banks, he's stuck straight in the side arc.
Alright guys, do we have any predictions then? What are we thinking so far?
Well, I would say that only an idiot would bet against Rasta Maice.
I would say Twiggy.
I'm very torn because I'm torn between the Northwest winning it and a Scouser winning it.
I would not. I dare you. In fact, I'm going to put £10 on this to go up to Rasta and say, "You're from the Northwest." He is a very proud London/Italian boy. Now, you can have fun with that, but this game could swing anyway at this point. I'm not going to be biased with the loss of a shield on an intensity Poe. We've just watched him survive till the end of the game on one hull for ages. This game could still go anyway.
All I was going to say is we've got 3 element lads sat here watching the stream. It's a lot of pride of... I say pride of Stockport. There's not much pride in Stockport.
Steady.
Depends what street you're on.
And we've yeah, my heart is really wanting Twiggy to win. He's a player who's worked incredibly hard at his game. He's been a cornerstone for the Just Play community, which is one of the newest but strongest X-Wing teams. You'll see those green and white shirts at all the big events. They're top boys. It's always a pleasure to play at their store. We've now got to the point where we can't just go over and rob their kit.
That's my job.
Yeah, well, they don't give us the easy wins anymore because they are players who've worked hard at their game.
And just to go on what Bob said there, the community at Just Play is fantastic. I mean, we've seen you over there a few times, but the very common move now over there is when we're there is you play some games of X-Wing. If you don't make the cut, that's it, straight onto town for beers and burgers. And that's what X-Wing's about. Go and have some fun with your mates and having a meal. So it looks like we're going to get some engaging done here, or the barrel roll's going to come into play.
I'd be surprised if Rasta fancied that on dash at this stage. Greybank's nice and full. There's going to be a discussion about the cloud. We can't see it clearly because of the ship, but we will see.
I reckon we're going for a barrel. Yeah, there it is.
That's got to be the play.
If you're unsure, don't do it. Don't allow it.
The question is though, you can't get around the other side of the rocks as quickly as possible now, because
Twiggy can. Rasta can. I think this is a really good position for Rasta. Look at the gap that we've now got between Ketsu and Asajj.
He's slowly splitting them up.
I mean, this is something I'm quite familiar with, just flying about for a while, to split a pack up. It's certainly how I fly. It's certainly what I'm doing.
And it works against all kinds of ships that work well when they're close together. One of the strategies against low-rick based builds is just to try and get low-rick away from the other ships, deprive them of that range 1 free defence, and all of a sudden they become a lot weaker. And you've also got a situation here where Rasta is also manoeuvring where he can do some damage to the casters. It looks like he's playing defensively, but actually Poe is creeping round and he's trying to isolate one of the ships so that he can fire some guns at it.
and specifically ignoring Asajj.
You literally stole the words out of my mouth there, Bob. Yeah, I mean, Poe is in such a good position now to sort of like let's say creep up behind him and just get some damage in, and
Yeah.
it's going to be pretty brutal once one of these casters do take some damage.
And PS9 repositioning against Twiggy ships is very good news.
I mean, at least I will say, at least Twiggy's not quite as limited at the minute. His arcs are pointing where he wants them to be pointed. He's got positioning open to him in terms of like maneuver dial.
Yeah, but the problem with the Shadowcaster, I feel, from what I've flown of him, don't get me wrong, again, everyone who's probably watching this can listen and shout me down for when I say it wrong, but I feel with the Shadowcaster, once you're committed to a move and approach, you are committed. And you've just got to follow it through, because if you turn in and says, right, I'm going to engage here, oh, that was a bad idea, next turn I'm going to disengage, it's too late at that point. You're in a bad place, your moves are really predictable, you kind of know where you're going,
absolutely.
and you'll usually come limping out. So you've got to be really committed to hit that approach. And
he's playing it safe.
He is.
Exactly. Yeah.
At the moment, his arcs are
realised
covering.
that he's got lots of time. He's got an hour and 40 minutes. If he carries on at this rate, he will kill Poe. He gets those dice. And if he takes his time, he will stay in a good position. That's what he's doing at the moment.
I think his other concern at this point really is to get them back together.
Yeah.
He wants to be grouping them ships back together.
The the hard 3 turn at the opposite corner of the board wasn't, I felt, a great move for him, because he was leaving the edges, which form a natural defensive perimeter for him, and he was instead going at Poe and Dash, and the match is probably better for him if he lets Poe and Dash come to him. There's not a lot he can do to control the engagement with the repositioning on both ships. What he hasn't done, because it would have been really dull, is fly around the edge of the board and wait for stuff to come and fire at him. But I think from a tactical positioning point of view, that might be the better way to go. It's not flashy and it's not particularly fun, but if it's about getting the win, then that might have been the better way to go. That said, Twiggy's in the final. I'm not. See how he does.
We're not. It's not just you got knocked out, Bob. We're all in the losers' corner.
Yeah, I mean, quite honest, I'm thinking a lot of people sort of say, this guy's mentioned that he went 3-3. Why are we listening to this?
Because we like you, Steve. We like you, Steve. And apparently you're really good at making alt art cards. So you're here.
So apparently I'm good at alt arts. I'm not good at X-Wing. I'm not good at
numbers. Yeah. It makes you the most perfect thing. So we're missing some engagement. That was a lucky shot off Poe there. I'm not doing anything. So this is it now. So this is a great position because the casters have to move away. Dash is kind of a moving roadblock at this point in time. So no outmaneuver this time, so we get a good amount. So there we go.
With Dash, he's just such an massive area denial. I mean, it's that massive arc around him.
It's also
he has got the donut hole, but it's getting past that hole to that hole in the first place. And when you're out PS and you're outmaneuvered, it's just not going to happen.
One thing that I've not noticed is who has the initiative this game.
Definitely Twiggy, because he's moving Ketsu first.
That's fine. I just haven't noticed because it gives Rasta at this point in time excellent range control options. Because if he does at some point decide to charge you later, Rasta's just got the barrel straight out of that donut hole. Well, what would you rather take? 8 dice at range 1, or you can heavy laser card and then you suddenly 6 dice range 2? I know where I'd like to be.
Well, in the modern environment, a 3-point bid, which Rasta's running, is quite unusual to see. You are the PS war is not being fought very hard at the moment. PS11 Alpha seems to be disappearing from the meta. The only Imperial list that made the top 16 was an Imp Alpha.
No, there was 2. There was 2. There was Mr. Ram with his appropriate name list. I'm sure he'll really appreciate me for calling this ramifications list. Exactly. That's why that had to have a bit of a mention. So that's his quick draw and 3 votes. That made the cut. And also Jerry with his PS11 Imp Alpha. Pretty much standard build, all out of fence. Jerry got knocked out in the top 8, I believe, yes, whereas Mr. Ram got knocked out top 16.
Yeah. The threat of the U-boats does not seem to have materialised, but there is a new enemy. A lot of Poe at Element this week. Yeah, a lot of PS11 play.
It's just that token stripping. So Rasta's feeling comfortable here with a range 3 exchange onto Ketsu. Looks like Ketsu's just armed with a focus token. Probably be quite reluctant at that point to be spending that for an attack.
Yeah.
Unless we get some good rolls. But we've always got the 2 free rerolls.
Doesn't need to, yeah, Dengar. And possibly Stint as well.
I would not be wasting this gems at
No,
this point
it's
in
too,
time.
not
That
too early
is
for stims.
excellent play here from Rasta with Poe again. Just keeping him out, waiting for the right time.
Yeah, he's just hovering at the edge of range, waiting to make it happen.
This is not good for Twiggy because I think he really wanted to take the first engagement on Asajj because she would negate basically a whole attack.
But it's a lot harder to face quite casters when Ketsu's not in the list. It's a lot easier to start shooting Asajj when you don't need to. You're only getting shot at once. The focus will purely be left for defense. It very much mitigates the incoming. But if you've got an opportunity where you're only shooting one ship at a time, then you take it. It's a good engagement.
The shot between Ketsu and Dash.
So that looks like triple focus, to be quite honest.
Well, he's still going to roll dice, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Dengar reroll. None of us will know what that is, I'm afraid.
We don't actually have access to dash source at the minute,
so he lost his shield.
Yeah, well, whittling at dash is a good approach. It's a defensive build. George knows how to manage the there he goes.
Yes.
Cannon moves round. That background tease, 4 hits.
Well, that there's a lot of paint on there. Spend the focus, 4 hits. This is going to hurt. Oh, off the table with that one. What have we got? Looks like 2 paint, focus up, and 2 shields. There we go. Can you see the 2 shields placed? It's a great engage, great little plink off there.
First time that Twiggy's ships have taken any damage.
But we're now sort of, well, equal damage dealt across the board at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one shield to Dash and 2 shields to Ketsu. So, 2 apiece.
Positioning issues for those 2 ships now. Ketsu's been forced onto the inside, and Asajj onto the outside.
It's really hard, doesn't it, for Ketsu to go off the debris.
Yeah, difficult to see how Twig can avoid the
Free
rocks
bank,
if he chooses to cut in. I think he'll move into. I think he'll try and move into where Asajj is at the moment.
Yeah. It's the safest bet.
Spin his arm.
He's got gyros and he's not chosen to move it. So, I mean, I reckon we'll see engine upgrade coming into play here.
Yeah, I think a 3 bank and a boost somewhere.
Exactly, and I reckon it'll be a boost forward towards Twiggy's deployment.
Yeah.
Knowing that the safety bet here is he's probably going to be focusing with Ketsu for the defense to mitigate. He either turns into Asajj's place to cover the boots, just for further repositioning later in the game, or he tries to disengage and break out another way. Maybe the 3 bank would fit in there, I don't know, it's quite hard to tell. But again, it will allow Dash certainly a 3 bank boost forward, straight out of arc. He's got the raid tokens for another free plinking session.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what Rasta's trying to decide now, what he's going to do.
I mean, one thing I will say is we've seen a lot of Dash power over this weekend, and I mean it's one of those things. It's one of those lists where it's a strong list, but it's also a high skill ceiling list.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And it's anything that's what I like to see in a list. Anyone can play it, but it takes someone special to do it well, and that's exactly what Rasta's done this entire weekend.
Yeah,
correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You couldn't be more correct. Yeah. Like, I flew it for a weekend and did horrifically.
I mean, I'm half tempted to pick it up, and I know I'll do absolutely terrible.
Yeah. I mean, like...
I've got with Jacob's nodding along, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing it for years and I'm still shit with it, so, you know.
Hey, no sorry.
Sorry, that's vulgar student language, so we'll cancel that out.
What you mean.
Go to university and just swear a lot, apparently.
Okay.
So
really
here we
to see what
go.
he decides to do here.
So he's going to go for it.
Stress. Wow. Okay. That's pretty brave.
Interesting.
I think we might be seeing a bug out in a minute on a 4 forward double a glitter stim moment.
He's taking stress. Does he take the?
He does.
Dear. Oh no, it's a rock rather than a. Oh,
Not what?
So that's a good call gambit there.
yeah. I'd be very surprised if Rasta didn't barrel that back out. There we go. Opening up the HLC, making life much more difficult for Asajj.
But potentially back out of range for Asajj.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure if we've got the range there.
looks unlikely, but we'll see.
We've got at least range 1 between the two asteroids, the one behind, the one that Ketsu's
And Poe still doing Poe-based shenanigans up on the top of the board there. He has to play this very, very carefully.
Especially because he can't just run away with 3 straight boost and regen.
It's because BB-8 Poe Jacob is far more superior than R2-D2 Poe. Or
I'm not
R5
sure
No Poe.
if that's necessarily true, or if it's just Rasta being...
So there's the Glitterstim.
Yeah,
So that's the double
no
stress on the
surprise,
caster.
double stress for the caster there.
So this is where we'll also see Gyroscopic come into its own, especially if Twiggy decides to bug out, because he's still got that freedom to start changing the arcs around.
The list is a very impressive build from Twiggy. There's some obvious choices like that's Razzie on Asajj, Dengar on Ketsu, but the outmaneuver is really interesting, and the decision to go with the gyroscope rather than upgrade one of the ships to an engine upgrade is also an interesting one. It's a full list, it's full 100 points.
So look, we've got no Lone Wolf there. Okay, so he's decided to keep the focus, gain the tractor beam, and to save that focus, we've just lost another 2 shields off dash. So that could come into play later on, but hey, a heavy laser cannon into Ketsu, so there's the 3. But we're through a rock, I believe. No, and there's a blank, so Glitterstim's changed that. It takes 2, so we're now into hull. Does it Ventress have that shot? She does. Now this is nice. So we've got 1 less agility, so we're down to 2 dice.
Lots of pictures.
It's got no Lone Wolf, spending that focus and taking 1 more damage. So that was a very good turn for Twiggy.
Yeah, it was a brave decision to fly onto the debris, and it absolutely paid off.
I mean, you've got 2 choices now. You bug out with dash or keep on the pressure. But at the same time, Ketsu can quite easily fit a 3 hard turn in that, and as well as Asajj to take Ketsu's place. Oh no,
She can fit it in, but she'd still be stressed.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. He's got the double Glitterstims.
Yeah, it is absolutely fantastic.
And
I remember when
Dengar
he
solves a lot of the problems that
he's very self-sufficient, and that's why the Glitterstims is so important. I mean, I used to fly Glitterstims and something else on my Ketsu, but it was down to, like I said, the afternoon tea with George one day, and an afternoon of training with him that even I've switched to the double Glitterstims on Ketsu now. It's worth so much.
I know a lot of
people hugely valuable.
A lot of people do treat. I mean, I do treat Glitterstim as the bug out thing. Like, literally, I've got nothing to lose, might as well Glitterstim. But it's super powerful early on if you just want to pull off a risky maneuver, and that's exactly what Twiggy's just done here.
It is. It's a good catch out. It's a catch-22. It's a one use. You've got to use it at the right time. If you don't use it, you've wasted it. But exactly that time, right? I need to go through that rock. You won't be expecting it. Fall forward, move the arc, bang.
It's why it's such a nicely balanced upgrade as well. I think
Twiggy's weighing up whether to switch the arc there.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing. You've got a very sensible. I would rather be going full forward here at this point, arc to the back and just getting out.
Or keep the pressure on dash by taking a 2 forward. He can then manoeuvre Asajj into an aggressive position.
Well, Asajj is struggling now with her moving first because, unfortunately, if Asajj could do a 3 hard in now into where Ketsu would be, that would be fantastic. That would be a great play, but obviously it would just engineer a block, which is not the best. So I'd be looking at Asajj realistically to be doing a 2 forward here. To clear the stress.
I think what he's going to need to do a green because Asajj doesn't have the reroll tricks that Dengar provides to Ketsu, so he's going to need to get rid of that stress. He's very close to getting half points on dash, and they're more valuable than the half points on Ketsu. But this is a game that's going to reach a conclusion.
The thing is, I feel dash has taken a lot of damage here. On the
within 30 minutes.
For a lot of damage on the wrong ship. That Ketsu has to die first. I think we can all agree with that because left unchecked, her running around just slamming into people, lowering that agility is horrid.
That's got to be.
You're wasting your time shooting Asajj until endgame until you can guarantee all guns on it. But at the same time, we're still seeing Ketsu with no crits, 5 hull, simultaneous fire onto to Dash Rendar, but Dash Rendar's nearly been half health for that effort.
Yeah.
And Poe is still quite far out from engagement.
Yeah, and
I mean, realistically, on good dice, Asajj should be looking at evading 2 out of every 4 automatically from the heavy laser cannon.
The practicalities of that are that you've still got to have your arc pointing in the right direction. You've still got to make sure you're at range 2. And Poe Dameron is very good at range 3 against these ships. He can sit back, roll his 3 dice, and then just see what happens. He's got the auto thrusters, he's got his Poe ability, he's keeping his focus. So I think it's far from a foregone conclusion.
Oh yeah, but it's easy to sit here and theory X-Wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
On X-Wing works so well, and we'd all be world champions if it worked by X-Wing. But what we're seeing are 2 very good players who are both. Twiggy wants that engagement. He wants exactly what we've just talked about. But then Rasta has his own agenda. But he also knows what Twiggy wants, and therefore won't. So it's all about trying to catch that other player off guard, especially with that nice move there that we saw from Twiggy coming in onto that.
It was a brave decision, and it absolutely paid dividends for Twig.
So okay, we're going to come in. So this is going to be a bump, I reckon.
Really close.
So take your bets, folks.
I think that's a bump.
Looks like a bump to me.
Eject. Get Asajj out of the way.
We'll find out. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Oh. Yeah, just it. But it's
Still a very nice
It's
position.
a very nice position, like that.
Yeah. Just a clarification, because no one can actually see Bob here. He has got a very.
Okay, we've got the bump there, and that's going to mean that there's no actions.
Still got glitter stims though.
If that is lovely.
That's again. A
So we called that. That's exactly where we expected it to be.
For it, and he did well. But we'll see whether or not George lets him use that.
I reckon we might see a turn. Okay, so this.
There we go. It's the 4 that puts him.
And finally, wants to eject a target lock.
So what do you think, going back a few turns, of the 2 turn in from Dash instead of bugging out? I think that may have cost him quite a bit.
I don't know, because he's still got a good position here.
He's got a good position here.
He wouldn't have engaged if he wasn't prepared.
Well, he's got a decision to make here because he looks to be in range 2, Asajj there. And that's going to mean a stress, and Dash does not want to get stuck in the stress spiral.
Check to see what we're doing with Poe. I reckon we're going to see a bar roll out of the range.
I think a barrel roll out from Dash would.
Which, again, is really good because Ketsu's now away from Dash. Asajj can bug out, and at the end of the day, we're going through that rock next turn anyway.
Yeah.
But a 4 forward from Ketsu would put Poe in a very, very difficult position.
Well, we'll see where Poe ends up at the end of this turn. I don't think he's flipped the dial yet. He's still deciding on the barrel roll as far as I can see. It's going to be really interesting.
Nice and tense. There we go, spinning the guns. That'll help the decision. So I assume we just took a focus there, did we?
Oh wow, okay, Rasta's staying there.
And Poe is...
I think he's not too worried about the stress spiral because
right, so we know he's
Asajj can't too easily just come and follow him around that rock.
But it will slow him down.
Yeah, it will slow him right down because...
Which will buy time for the Shadowcasters to escape, and that's what they're really good at. So we've got a barrel roll here because he's not put the manoeuvre down, so we know it's a green.
And also, like, saying that if the Shadowcasters got an opportunity for escape here, they've got a really good chance to get some damage on Poe there as well.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we're going for the free forward here. I mean, look at this. Straight into range 2. There. Outmaneuver. So we're currently looking at 2 agility and boost. Right, this.
Wow.
We might not have the outmaneuver here, though.
Right, so we've lost outmaneuver. We've got the focus from intensity. So this.
It's still. This is interesting.
If I was Twiggy, I think we're seeing the second gyroscopic. The second glitter stem being popped this turn.
I don't think. I would think no.
No, we're going to be checking for Asajj stressing ability here.
Of course we are. Yeah.
Yep.
So
there's the stress, and then the glitter stems. There we go. He needs to do it because otherwise we're going to see a dead Ketsu.
In this case, we might see dead Dash. I don't know.
No.
Potential.
Well,
Never say never, but
It doesn't look like Dash has got Lone Wolf.
No, not
And
there.
I think that George is probably trying to tempt shots onto Poe. But I'm not sure.
Oh,
and
that looks like a natural free
loads
hit
of
there.
pictures there. That's not good.
That looks like 3 damage straight onto.
2 damage.
Face down.
Yeah.
2 face downs. Ketsu's got 3 left.
This is a problem now.
And now we've got Dashes.
I mean, if he takes 2 from this, that rock's going to get very, very nerve-wracking.
This is a range 3 shot.
Okay,
Yeah, range 3 through a rock from Ketsu onto Dash.
Still only 3 dice because it's a secondary weapon.
Oh, is it Rasta go first? No, it's Ketsu go first.
Because he's using that rock as a shield. George has seen that, and
I think the best bet, to be quite honest, here is Poe.
he's never going to regen it, so it might be.
He's already got that shield on. It's range 2 in arc.
And that looks like what he needed.
And that is into Poe. So here we go. That looks like both. And a damage card, maybe? No, just the 2 shields.
Just 2 shields.
I don't think you're going to get a better chance than that.
No. That was actually really good there.
I mean, to take shields early doors off, you're just getting that one thing through. And there's the tractor beam in.
tractor onto.
No, he's pushing him through the rock next turn, it looks like.
He's getting both if he can, I think.
I'm not quite sure there. I don't know if that. Yeah.
George is reaching for the dice. So there he goes.
Oh no,
No.
it's for the attack.
Okay.
Do you know what he's doing? He's actually making it so that Poe has to go right next turn.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see the death of
Ketsu.
Ketsu here.
Oh,
So we've got one on the rock that needs re-rolling, and one off the table.
If I could paint on that one. Paint on all 3.
1, 2, 3. Fabulous. So no damage there. Very, very lucky. And the focus is gone. Spend that lock, maybe?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
there
the tight
goes.
lock spend. It's not what we want, but. Oh, so the Lone Wolf was active.
Yeah, because the barrel took Poe out of
Yeah, it
range.
did. But that is. We've lost a shield off Dash.
So half points on Dash.
This is very, very close.
It is extremely close.
I genuinely think that Twiggy made the correct decision in shooting Poe.
Well, that's,
I mean, it looked like, personally, Twiggy's decision to move back, if he'd probably barrel rolled all the way forward, it might have been onto that rock for a damage, but...
I suppose we'll find out what he's thinking later on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, either or, he can still turn in with the 1 bank to the Poe's left because of BB-8.
Asajj with the 1 bank, gyros behind.
No, Asajj is going to be...
well, they've missed the dials are down now, so the chance for gyros is gone.
Asajj should, at this point in time, be straightforward. Keep the pressure up on Poe. Because then she's got the rest of the board to decide what to do with. If she turns in...
Oh, no.
We know where...
Oh, rear arc.
So straightforward for Ketsu then.
It's either straightforward or 3 hearts to the right. There's not many options realistically for Ketsu to be doing here. I mean, if you really wanted to be horrid, the 3 hard to the left may just sneak in there.
That would look very tight, and
it'd be very tight. But that is
it could be
a risky play that could win. But unfortunately, with the arc to the back, I think we can safely say that move's not happening. But it's easy for us to sit here and say that.
Of course it is.
He might be looking at that and say that will never fit in there. So.
Yeah, and of course he's got a better perspective because he can look over the top of the ships and make a decision.
And all we can do is pretend to know what X-Wing's all about, how it plays, and stare at a computer screen. So it's all too easy to be very critical, but
now the options are still very much at the strategic level, I think, for both of them.
Totally agree.
In that Twiggy has wide open choices here. He can carry on trying to hit at Dash, or he can put the pressure on Poe. Either way, he has those options. But this is a very sophisticated game of X-Wing. To see both ships engage with both ships is telling me that both of these players have positioned the engagement well and are doing their very best to leverage the upgrades that they've got on their ships.
Okay, so one bank in.
Has done the one bank. Hasn't gyrated.
So the one bank is going to leave that arc there.
It's very dangerous for Poe if Poe is coming on the one boost, the one barrel roll and one bank in. But I reckon we won't be seeing that. I reckon we'll be seeing a 3-4 revealed on Poe's dial to barrel roll out and across and get out of the way.
Yeah.
Either or, I don't know.
He's still stressed, isn't he?
He won't be doing the 3-4 because I'm getting confused. That's a BB-8 PTL move. BB-8 out, boost, bugger off. It's very interesting to see that Poe's going.
Yeah,
So the focus evade.
I think we're looking for the one. Oh no, there we go.
So what are we going to take from this?
Takes the rock, takes the damage by the looks of it. Was it focus?
Looks like a focus. So very lucky, getting rid of the stress. So Ketsu's back in this now.
Yeah, but no action obviously for going over the rock.
No. And just a
And then the
reminder,
one
we've
bank
got
predictably enough clear that stress, sort it out.
but
Dash.
a 3 dice evade now from that HLC. That's,
Asajj's up.
no, it's going to focus up. It's not worth it.
Behind the rock, yeah.
I reckon we don't. Looking at the board edge, the one boost will dangerously put him in for a guaranteed turn. The turn after. At this point in time, he's got all the choice in the world to get where he wants. He's still got plenty of stuff in on Ray.
BB-8, yeah.
So there it is. So this is.
He's going to be taking the stress on.
Yeah.
So we've got. I reckon we're going to see the evade from intensity and focus up for normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so focus evade.
The next turn is going to.
I'd be worried because you've got outmaneuver triggering on Ketsu.
Yeah, outmaneuver is going to trigger, so that's important.
This is.
Poe surviving, and he's now Twiggy's managed to get Ketsu out.
There's 2 evades. So as long as this is range 1, the max we're taking here from Asajj is 1 damage.
So that's range 2. 3 dice from Poe. There's lots of pictures.
Curse Twiggy's dice.
Strip the stress. Yes, he will.
Yeah.
Playing the numbers.
Take the shield. I reckon. Yeah, there we go. There's the shield. He wants that focus for attack.
All I'll say is curse Twiggy's dice for being so reflective.
Well, what we've got here is a very interesting sort of play choice depending on if Ketsu hits with this. So.
Dengar reroll.
So blank.
It's too many dice there from Rasta. Maybe they forgot about outmaneuver.
No, it's range 3.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So range 3 obstructed -1.
I don't, oh, okay. It didn't look obstructed to me.
I think they measured
Yeah.
the arc code with them.
So no Shadowcaster title. So that's oh wow. I don't know if any of you heard that the exclamation of the guns pointing the wrong way, and thus proved what happens when your gun points the wrong way. Lots of blanks for all
George
parents.
correcting that mistake now.
Yeah. He won't make that again.
Well,
Yeah, he's,
Oh, there we go. See,
yeah.
this is something that
If
happened.
he'd shot that with the gun pointing the right way, it would have been 4 pictures. It's madness.
could be the game lost there. Is that wrong?
It's the unsung
So-
meta of this this
It
game.
is. If we've learned anything, if
Oh,
you've got
sorry.
guns that can move,
Ketsu's now rotated her arc to the right.
gyros. Asajj got no opportunity to move her arc. She only did a 1 bank. Asajj lost another shield from all that though, so she blanks. She must have lost 1. So damage is blinking on. So no damage to Rasta there. However, 2 shields off Asajj.
We have got a very unhealthy Ketsu flying around. No crits pulled as of yet though.
No, it's true.
No.
Well,
However,
she's not. Well, yeah, she.
this is good because I mean Asajj realistically is looking at a 3 bank out of that rock formation, or I can't judge here,
Maybe
but I
a
don't know
one
if it's
forward.
yeah.
That's the only thing I can really think of because that
But
3 is going to.
you're not clearing that stress, so your minimum you want to be doing is a 2 forward.
I don't think you can get over the debris.
That's what I'm saying. I can't see the angle from here, but it does not look like a 2 forward will fit in that gap.
No.
And that means you won't get to turn your arc, so Asajj will be out to the for a while.
I'm surprised that he didn't use gyroscopes there.
He did. He did.
Oh,
On,
Ketsu,
he did.
I couldn't
But
see if
Asajj,
Should have one bank.
yeah,
It's
Asajj
actually hard
can't.
to see from the angle we're at, but if Asajj did actually
Okay, so
rotate, but oh no.
Oh.
It was rotated to the back, which we did not see from this angle.
so that must have been the second action.
Yeah.
You can see George's Euros templates there. Not many of those in the world.
And then 3 hard across with this in front. Yeah, and this is good now because we're back into a train wreck position, but they can easily daisy chain back up next turn.
Yeah. Coordinating 2 ships to work together. He's going to be taking a shot from the HLC on one of those ships. Although no, George. Oh yeah, he can boost in and guarantee the range.
Thus orchestrating the engine upgrade choice again by George. There it is.
Yep.
Yeah, there it
Absolutely. I'm still intrigued though with that.
First time he's
probably
needed
just
to
in.
use that this game. but
Probably
it's,
just in.
I
so
reckon from the angle
Oh,
of the camera,
and there's the gun rotation right there.
we won't be forgetting that. So I reckon we'll see Asajj popping Glitstone. Okay.
Makes sense. You want to keep her as much health until one ship dies, I suppose. Although she has only got 1.
So we're going out and round, so that's going to be a 1 bank to the right from
Okay,
Poe
so
there.
maybe Asajj doesn't pop Glitstone. Because she's got...
This is. No, I think he's probably just made it there. Just about nicely
Flags
done.
are through.
nicely played.
Still got a shot though.
Mm.
It's not going. It's probably not going to do anything. It's probably focus evade.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. He's
Ready for late game.
He's confident in that.
Well, you've got 4 dice.
Absolutely.
4 dice. You've got auto thrusters. You've got Poe's ability.
Exactly. Yeah, he's fairly safe.
Yeah, you're highly likely to be dodging that. But never say never.
Nothing onto Ketsu though, which is what I was hoping for. It looks
So we're in
like.
a very similar position to where Poe took damage earlier, right at the start of the game.
Well, yes, it is. Yeah, they've come back round.
It's dice. At the end of the day, we'll find out.
Look at that. See, you point the gun. The dice hit. No lone wolf. 3. That's good. What damage we got?
Oh,
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
well into the hole.
that's half health on Asajj.
wow. That
I
was a
think
big.
I really would have been popping Stun, but that's my choice. So,
And we respect you for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's only got the rear shot there onto Poe.
It's not
Nothing.
looking good.
No good.
escape.
Nothing. Oh, bad turn of dice.
However, this turn is going to be big because it's going to have...
So the gyros are going to take effect here, and I think that's why we're going to be slowing, because Twiggy's going to need to evaluate what to be doing with Asajj. There we go. It's coming to the right.
Gyros.
Looks like it's pointing to the
right.
right hand side of for us. So is that Asajj or Ketsu?
That's Asajj. Blue is Asajj.
Okay.
I think
Red
we'll
is
see a
Ketsu.
3 turn from both of Twiggy's ships. Double glitter stins.
I'd have been moving my arc to the front if at this point if I was Ketsu.
I don't know. He may aim for the bank. For
I think-
precisely that reason.
That's something like which Tom Reed said a long time ago with Ketsu. You want to be aiming for the shot, but if you happen to get that ability, it's an added
It's a bonus.
Yeah.
It's helpful,
Yeah.
but then it's also good to reset your arc for that. I mean, at the end of the day, he's got to turn in or slow roll in. So his options realistically are forward of him. Hence why I'd just prefer to be moving that in.
You've got a hyper maneuverable Poe here. That's the problem.
I reckon Poe will try and disengage for a bit.
There's no particular
That doesn't
advantage to
benefit,
disengagement
yeah.
because it's not regening.
It's not regening, but you don't want him to die stupidly either. We've seen him take damage from 2.
No, but if he nips around, yeah, I mean it may be, and the outmaneuver is significant.
That's what I'm saying. So
You do get
I
a chance to punish either ship here.
I reckon we'll see what Jacob said, a 3 hard off both ships. To get a gun line going. Asajj, 3 hard across. The arc is pointing to the right. We've got a focus evade. Likelihood Dash might get into thing to gain a free stress token. Sorry, a free evade token. So it might as well be with Latarazi hand.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Asajj is going to be taking a 3 hard.
I just don't think Ketsu wants to be caught actionless. Which is why I'd suggest from her job.
That's what I'm saying. She needs to shoot. She needs to shoot well, and she needs to get some damage out because one wrong move and we lose Ketsu this time.
Yeah.
Poe might bug out purely to give Dash Lone Wolf because at the moment he's not flying with Lone Wolf on. Hasn't been on for a few turns now. So,
but when you're in hull, that is the last thing you want is to lose your Lone Wolf.
Yeah. Just while we're in this moment. Oh no, here we go.
Right, so let's see how wrong we all were then, hey?
Yeah.
So where's Asajj?
Asajj.
Okay, so
there's the hard free.
So between four of us, we called one thing right. So we're doing okay.
So far.
Yeah, so we've got 100% accuracy at the moment. This is how you make statistics work for you, everybody.
Can confirm. That's exactly how they work.
Yeah. Numbers might say one thing, which is how you bias everything.
Focus evade.
This is going to do. I would have thought focus evade with Ketsu.
Mandatory. You're into hull. You go to defense mode.
Yeah.
He's pretty much got.
Don't. What we saw last game with James is playing. He's reaching for a target lock there. So I guess we're going for.
I mean, Ketsu spent both her glitters, hasn't she?
Hang about. He might evade. No, that's a focus because he's got glitter stim.
Yeah, I was expecting you there.
Yeah,
I would have expected to see that.
Both of them are going in.
Has one glitter. Has she popped hers already?
No. Asajj hasn't popped. We've run out of glitter stims from Ketsu.
Ketsu spent both. Asajj has still got her one, and she's also still got her big cargo shoot as well, in terms of elicits.
Yeah. I don't think there's any choice here that you should be doing. This should be a focus.
This is a kill box right here, if I ever saw one.
Yeah.
I think that was a focus token going down just underneath Ketsu, I believe.
Yeah, Dash may very well feel that double focus is the way to go.
But that might be a good call to keep because you can't engine upgrade out of this now.
Yeah, he's going to be stuck there.
We can't engine to the right, can he? Because he'll end up on a rock.
Yeah, he's barreling to give himself the range and possibly take him out of range.
And he's also got the rock now. Which benefits him more than.
Yeah.
Well, Ketsu's just got to get some lucky evades and she's in to shoot again. There's a lot of simultaneous fire going on this game.
Yeah. Let's see what Poke does now.
But it's the waste of an action that gets me from Asajj there. Right, so it's green, so we've got a BB-8. So it's...
and then one bank round.
Yeah, I reckon so.
This, as with everyone, this is going to be really interesting in terms of when firing happens. It's going to be all down to the dice.
Well, yeah.
As it always is with X-Wing. Oh, for going BB-8.
Round he comes.
Water thrust is off now.
But he does have the target lock.
He's really hoping that he's taking one of those, that he's taking Ketsu off the board.
Yeah, that's what he's going for.
He's got to get a full free and 0 evades, but we do have a focus token on
is that
Ketsu.
Tractor beam? Is that? Oh no, there's no
mobile.
There, so
Mobile's not there.
There's no tractors at all.
There is a
range
stress.
2 for stress.
Oh. But BB-8 does have prime thrusters, so
Yeah.
the stress is purely for evade purposes at this point, because intensity will still allow him to get the focus evade.
Yes.
Yeah.
So stress doesn't so much limit this build.
How much focus do you think Wade has banked now? So they'll just
Enough.
put one down.
Right. Okay. So we've got range 1 here now.
Oh, that is,
Range what?
this is going to be interesting.
4v2 to focus
This could be a game changer.
dice.
Oh.
I think
It's only 3 sides.
3 dice.
Different from our angle.
So it's not range 1.
That's like 2 hits
So
there.
2.
And that looks like 2 damage maybe going through.
No, I imagine that's 2 evades.
2.
yeah,
2 evades.
That's big.
Oh,
Okay.
that gambit did not quite pay off then.
Oh, Ketsu's firing back. No thrusters, no tokens on Poe.
No, he's got a focus token under his wing.
Ah, has it? Okay.
Yeah, it was placed underneath there.
So he's going for Dash.
Shot
Looks like.
range
Having a
2.
look at Dash, he's weighing up the shot. He's got the rock there.
I think Poe is the right option. Burn that focus token. Unfortunately, the Shadowcaster title won't proc because no mobile arc. But
No.
this is where I was saying about the gyros last turn. You know they're both coming forward, have you?
Yeah.
You've got a big arc on the front. Now, if that could have been if that arc was forward, that could have really hit hard.
It could have done.
That one boost forward, -1 agility, straight into Asajj.
It could have done, but at the same time.
Were they in range 1 though?
No, but
the
if the attack
Shadowcaster
would hit.
Yeah.
But then it's easy to sit here and speculate.
It is absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, you're wanting that massive 180-degree arc. You're wanting to maximise that firepower.
Agreed.
And he's
So
going for the shot. Who's he going for it on?
oh
It's too late.
wow.
Nothing.
Okay, post gone.
That is Pogon. That is massive.
Wow.
I think
That's
leaving the arc that way
Oh.
on Ketsu meant that Dash couldn't bug out past Ketsu then boost.
that's
Bad.
massive.
If
That was
arc-
big. That is to show dice for you.
However, that has spent the focus token off Ketsu.
It has.
So we might
Ketsu
see him
could-
return here
could
the
go
death
here.
of Ketsu. And that's looking like a full solid 4 hit.
Yeah, 4 hits.
Judging by that last dice being slammed, he needs to get 2 natural evades here to stay alive.
And
Judging by
he
the routine.
does.
Yeah.
That is looking like maybe 1 damage off. Yep. We
No,
know.
no, he's gone.
She's gone. She is
Yeah.
gone.
This is big. 5 health on each one.
5v5 and no simultaneous fire now.
This is interesting.
Dash has
However,
perfect positioning,
a
but
lot
definitely
more.
now to fly. Solo Asajj against Dash.
Asajj is the tankier of the two. Albeit losing Poe, so we've always got that free reroll now for attack and defense.
Yes.
Ketsu's gonna need to.
Asajj.
Yeah, sorry. Asajj is can't exploit the range 1 donut with the reposition from Dash.
No, there's no prospect
So
of donut.
this is purely now a manoeuvring game.
Yes.
So it's going to be a good watch. So
But George, I think that very much has the upper hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
One-on-one, the repositioning with Dash is going to enable him to be moving to range 3, avoiding the stress. That's going to mean that Asajj is less tanky than she should be, and it's also going to mean that Asajj's actions are going to have to include an evade.
Asajj is also not wanting to use her raid cargo chute, which is points wasted, because it only benefits Dash.
Yes.
Absolutely. She still has a glitter stem though.
Does she?
yep,
Yeah.
still got
she
a
still
ghost
has
in.
the stem.
Still got
It's the right turn.
So she's got 1 saving grace left at least. It just
George
depends.
choosing to disengage there.
Back to Dars.
To die.
Yeah.
Everyone navigate out. Lou from Harlequins is asking politely if we can stop referring to Asajj and refer to him as Sausage instead. So I've said it, so you can be happy with that, Lou. But we still probably should call her Asajj. Just waiting for my phone to ping now when he starts having a go at me.
So we've got firing potential happening this turn. It looks like it's definitely going to happen this turn.
Yeah, so 60 minutes in, we're still here playing.
Yeah.
This is good. It's not the quick game that
Which
people
we had
feared it to be.
recently.
I think we're seeing best of both worlds here. It was very quick in terms of like the first engagement, but this is going to take a while.
Yeah.
Both-
I don't know, it looks like we've
Rasta's
dropped
dice
four.
look like they're on fire. Yeah, that's a lot of hits right there.
We've got 3 dice here.
It's not
That's
enough
not what we
though.
want.
What I
Very token
assume
spend, that is 2.
2 damage.
That's 3 whole left on
Okay.
Asajj.
that's a damage race you don't want to keep.
Against the
Maybe I
double.
was completely wrong. Happens
A
often.
lot.
Wow, is that all blanks? No,
No,
there's a focus in there.
So he
It
It looks
do-
like
won.
3 days
So
Oh,
So
he
that-
took one though.
I'm
That
not
was
gonna lie,
still
this is
very
close.
good.
This is close as close
I think
as.
the PS killed. I think the PS.
the
gonna get
PS is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
But I assume he spent an action to change his arc so he could get that shot in. Very unlucky that he lost.
No, he
Yeah.
was pointing that way already.
He was turning in.
Pointing inwards.
It was the
where did the
fo-
evade go?
He spent the evade token on that shot, but he's taken the stress.
I see.
He's risking it here.
We're taking Glitterston this time.
Yeah. Well, unless Dash bugs out completely.
But what do we get? We can't see. He's safe
A
from the
hit.
sounds of
Ju-
it.
I was
Oh,
gonna
that
say-
crit. Was that?
No. Judging by the sounds of it,
no, we would've
we've
heard.
taken that was a
Yeah,
that was a hit probably.
Dash has to bug out surely.
yeah. Just a clarification. We're actually we
Hold
can't
on,
see
hold
the
on,
game
hold
from
on.
where we are. we are basing that off the sound of the spectators.
Some joking around the table as always by both these
Rasta
players.
get a bit sarky with the crowd.
Don't know what we missed. Something.
It's one disadvantage of our position here.
So, is there any tokens left on Ray?
That is the question. I
cannot
think
see any.
Also in check.
Okay, we've just sent
We've sent our assistant off.
on a reconnaissance mission.
Don't think he likes being called assistant.
We have 3 tokens in the raid bank.
Okay, there is no worry about the Ray Bank then. And he's boosting out of there.
Cannot get stressed. Ooh, that's skill.
So, bit of friendly thing now. I just wanted to see if range 1. Completely unsure, so. Oh well. One of you's going to have to work on his back.
No, you can sit there.
So here we go. So we know range 3 now.
Yeah, looks like George has got this.
Well,
The pilot skill, and if he can stay at range 3.
Glitter stim is
okay.
down. The glitter stim is down.
well,
That
I
makes
think that's
sense.
the right call because he's got time to run away now
He
to
absolutely does.
double
Yeah.
clear that stress. So we're
The
literally
problem is-
relying on 3 dice.
Problem is, Dash effectively has glitter stim every turn with Ray.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
He's only got 1 per turn though. This is on his attack he's spending.
yeah.
This.
I
But
mean,
if he focuses.
okay, so we need some naturals again.
And that
here.
is another 4
Another
dice
4
hit.
hits. This is what Dash does. That's not it.
Oh man, that's it. That's game.
That's
It's
game.
over.
That is game. So Dash has just taken it there. Rasta has won the Northwest Regional Championship.
He
In
has
the elements.
indeed.
Yeah.
So some really unfortunate dice there, but we're making up. So happy days. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been great. Hopefully you've enjoyed the stream over the weekend.
Yeah, congratulations to the Just Play guys. Brilliant weekend for those guys.
Brilliant showing. 2 of them into the top 4.
Yeah,
That's
really impressive. Really,
really
impressive.
good.
Warlords
And,
also had a very strong performance in the region
Indeed.
as well.
Yep.
So, do you want to see if we can get George
The
over
6
here?
takers of
Or?
element weren't too bad either. Apart from me.
I think he's clearing up. So.
Yeah. So what are they doing now?
4 hits and 1 attack.
So,
Oh,
there we go.
there's the trophy.
Someone's pushing it now.
They didn't come
No.
out.
And I hit it on the last roll of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
the-
there's the trophy down. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Hopefully you've really enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll all see you around at the next regional and get to players. Thanks again.